You're not rehearsing because you're prepared. You're rehearsing because uncertainty feels dangerous. And your brain thinks, if I script it, I can control it. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you why your mind does this. And one simple way to loosen the control loop. You're standing in the kitchen. The fridge is open, but you're not really looking inside. Your hand rests on the door. Cold air spills out and touches your wrist. You don't move because you're not here. You're somewhere else. Tomorrow. Later. That conversation. You hear their voice in your head. Clear. Specific. Familiar. They say something simple. You respond. Then you stop. No, that didn't sound right. You rewind. Say it again. Adjust the tone. Shorten the sentence. Pause. Your chest tightens just a little. Not panic. Just pressure. Like something important is about to happen, even though nothing is happening. You try another version. This one sounds better. Safer, more controlled. You nod to yourself slightly, as if you just avoided something. But then, another version appears. What if they respond differently? And just like that, you're back inside it again. Fixing, adjusting, preparing. And it feels useful, like you're doing something smart. But if this is preparation, why does it never feel finished? You don't just do this once. It shows up in small, quiet moments. Walking down the street, headphones on, but no music playing. Standing in the shower, water hitting your shoulders, while your mind runs. A completely different scene. Lying in bed, lights off, eyes open in the dark. You replay conversations that haven't even happened. You imagine how they might look at you, what they might say, what they might mean behind what they say. And then you prepare. You build responses in advance. If they say this, you'll say that. If they sound distant, you'll pull back. If they question you, you'll explain it perfectly. You adjust your tone, your timing, even your facial expression in your mind. Sometimes you catch yourself whispering it out loud, testing how it sounds. And each version feels important, necessary, because somewhere in you, there's a quiet rule. If I get it right before it happens, I won't mess it up when it does. So you keep going, scene after scene, trying to land on the one that guarantees nothing goes wrong. But this isn't preparation. It's your brain trying to control uncertainty. Because, for you, uncertainty doesn't feel neutral. It feels like risk, not physical danger, emotional risk. The kind you can't predict. The kind that catches you off guard. Uncertainty sounds like, I don't know how they'll react. I don't know what they'll think of me. I don't know if I'll come across the right way. And your brain doesn't like that open space, so it fills it with imagined conversations, with rehearsed lines, with outcomes that feel handle. It creates a version of the future where nothing is left to chance. So you don't have to feel the unknown. But here's what's actually happening underneath it. You're not rehearsing the conversation. You're rehearsing safety. Picture this. You're sitting on your bed, phone in your hand, a message open on the screen. You're not replying yet. You're thinking, rewriting the sentence in your head before your fingers even move. You imagine how they'll read it, where they'll pause, what they'll assume. Your shoulders rise slightly. Your jaw tightens. Your body is already preparing for a reaction that hasn't happened. That's the loop. Your brain learns something over time. If I can predict it, I can control it. If I can control it, I can avoid being judged. If I avoid being judged, I stay safe. So now, every conversation becomes something to manage. You don't walk into it empty. You walk in carrying versions of yourself. The careful one, the calm one, the one that doesn't say too much, the one that explains everything perfectly. And before anything even happens, you're already adjusting, already filtering, already trying to make sure nothing goes wrong. But real conversations don't follow scripts. They shift, they pause, they surprise you. So your brain keeps updating the script over and over, trying to match something that can't be controlled. This is why you feel drained after even small interactions, not because of what happened, but because of everything you carried into it. All the versions you rehearsed, all the outcomes you tried to prepare for. You sit there, talking, listening, but part of you is watching yourself, tracking every word, every reaction, every pause. Did that sound weird? Was that too much? Should I say something else? You're in the conversation, but you're also outside it. observing, correcting, managing. And when it ends, your body doesn't relax. You walk away, but your mind stays, replaying. You revisit small details, the way they responded, the tone of their voice, the moment you hesitated. You zoom in, analyze, try to figure out if something went wrong, because if it did, you need to catch it. So, next time, you can prepare better. And slowly, conversations stop feeling like connection. They start feeling like something you have to get right. Here's the part most people miss. You're not doing this because you're overly careful. You're doing it because you don't trust uncertainty, and that didn't come from nowhere. At some point, something felt unpredictable, a reaction you didn't expect, a moment you couldn't control, a feeling that stayed longer than it should have. So your brain adapted. It built a system, a mental space, where everything can be rehearsed, where nothing catches you off guard, where you can say things perfectly before they even happen. It feels like control, but it's actually protection, and protection feels good until it starts replacing real experience. Because the more you rely on rehearsing, the less you allow yourself to be present, to respond naturally, to let moments unfold. Instead, you try to eliminate the unknown. But the unknown is where real connection exists. So how do you step out of this? Without forcing yourself to stop overthinking, you don't fight the thoughts. You change what they're doing. Next time you catch yourself rehearsing, pause. Not after you finish the script. In the middle of it, right when you're about to fix the sentence. Stop there and shift your attention. Notice your body, your chest, your breathing, the slight tension in your neck. That sensation, that's what your brain is trying to escape. Not the conversation, the feeling of not knowing. Stay with it. Don't answer it. Don't solve it. Just sit inside the uncertainty for a few seconds longer than you want to. It will feel incomplete, like leaving something unfinished, because it is. But that's how the loop loosens. You show your brain that nothing breaks when you don't control the outcome, that you can walk into a moment without preparing every version of yourself and still be okay. If you've ever caught yourself standing somewhere random, kitchen, bathroom, hallway, quietly rehearsing a conversation like it's already happening, just notice that moment. You don't have to fix it, just recognize it. Later tonight, this will probably show up again. You'll be lying in bed, the room quiet, your phone dim beside you, and your mind will start building something, a sentence, a response, a version of you that feels safer. You'll start adjusting it, making it sound better, more controlled, more right. And right in the middle of that, I want you to stop, not when it's finished, not when it feels perfect. In the middle, leave the sentence incomplete. Let it hang there. Feel that slight discomfort in your chest, that pull to finish it. And don't, just breathe, because that space, that unfinished, uncertain space, is where your brain is learning something new. That you don't need to control everything to be okay. And that you don't need the perfect script to be accepted. That you can show up without rehearsing who you are. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, like it exposed something you didn't realize you were doing, stay here. Subscribe. Not because you need more information, but because this is where we keep putting words to things you've been feeling without knowing how to explain. And once you see it clearly, you stop moving through it blindly.